In Kentucky, if you get called at 4 in the morning, they've been, they're in jail. And I thought for sure it was just one of my friends calling to say, I got pulled over, can you come pick me up? But it was my friend from the hospital, and he told me Trent had been shot, and they brought him in. And I said, what do you mean he's been shot? No, I was just with him. He had not been shot. That's not Trent that you're talking about. And he said, no, Robin, he's been shot and he died. He's gone. So I hung up the phone and immediately just started bawling, crying, not understanding what had happened between the time I got home, the 3 hours that transpired to that phone call. And I got dressed and I drove over to the house and I saw it. I just remember saying, what did you guys do?
When something that traumatic happens to you, you start to question everyone around you. Maybe, these guys aren't the guys you think they are.
I had Chris Davis, who owned a gun, who told me he didn't shoot the gun. And the gunshot residue test came back negative. I literally was in a situation where everyone was telling me, we don't know what happened.
Trent and I became close because he was working in the weight room and I needed to get stronger. And then he was very supportive in there. And that's kind of where he and I got a little closer relationship other than just normal teammates. So, you would never think something like this would happen to somebody like him. It's kind of a blur after that. I do remember Antonio saying, I just gave him your gun, and I said, it holds 6 bullets. And he immediately looked at me and said it only had 5 bullets in it. And then that's when it got really interesting.
Well, I thought there could be the bullet.
So we sent that gun that Chris Davis had to forensics and started going through the interviews.
It was just question after question after question, and they might ask the same question 10 different ways.
They asked me, did he ever mess around with your girlfriend?
What do you know about Trent's personal life?
Did he gamble? Did he take steroids?
Do you know if he has any enemies or somebody that wants to hurt him? What about Antonio? And it's just the same questions over and over and over. What happened? What happened? What happened? They made you feel like you know what's going on. You're just not telling us something.
I had no idea how that could happen, knowing that I have a vantage point where I could see the whole street. I said, I think somebody came up to the side of the house, but I didn't know.
It's like a scene out of a cop show where you're separated from everybody and the detectives are asking you questions and trying to trip you up and try and get you to say things that you don't mean.
It was eye-opening to feel after you go through that like you're a suspect, and then I was just like, do you really think I just shot my best friend in the head?